And now we'll show for your champion white face commercial.
A single entry in the whiteface cross division, and this ewe lamb is quite a bit younger than most of the sheep that we've been looking at today, and that tells the tale a little bit about the size here. But this sheep is built square on both ends of its skeleton, and one that's level in its design. You know, this one just needs to be fed pretty hard and get to that market weight.
Emily Bruner exhibits your champion and champion homegrown white face.
In this particular class of lightweights, we're going to go ahead and use the young man's sheep for first. I just think this one's at a little bit more acceptable market weight. I'll be the first to admit that both of these sheep could be fed a little bit harder to get them to a more acceptable weight, but two nice lambs in their own right.
Jackson McAdams, your first place exhibitor. Kylie Weber, second. Hey, Scott.
This class, this weather wins it pretty handily. I think you, from the outside looking in, you can tell this is the show sheep of the class. He's really well balanced and muscular in his shape. Is he at 12 o'clock yet? No, but he shouldn't be because he's lighter weight, but a really, really nice sheep to start off this class. The young lady's lamb in second just simply outperforms the one in third, just a little bit heavier weight, bolder ribbed lamb, and that gives him the edge in this particular class. The young man's lamb that concludes the class is a nice long-bodied extended one, just needs more time on feed to get up higher.
Annika Struing, your first place exhibitor, second to Brooklyn Robbins, and third to Jackson McAdams.
Once again, the lamb that wins this class does so pretty handily. He's just the good balanced, better built one of the pair, and he just has all the advantages from a muscle standpoint in this particular class. The young lady sheep in second does have some muscularity when you get in behind him and does have some rib shape. He just doesn't have nearly as much look and balance in this particular class to get around the one that starts.
Your first place exhibitor, Evan Kramer, Zoe Meisberger in second. Now we'll show for your champion Blackface.
Once again, some nice representatives for champion crossbred. I think, though, there's a couple that I alluded to in class that I like awful well, and that's going to be the two sheep off to the left. I think that there's just one that's a little further in their maturity, and there's just more sheep there. I'm going to go ahead and use the heavy for champion and the middleweight for reserve.
Evan Kramer exhibits your blackface champion. Annika Struing, your reserve champion. Okay, here's your grand champion Market Lamb Drive. Exhibiting your champion Hampshire is Evan Kramer. Your champion Natural Color, Evan Kramer. Your champion Shropshire, Cheyenne Franklin. Your champion Southdown, Lila Struing. Your champion Suffolk, Emily Knieven, sorry. Your champion Commercial Whiteface, Emily Bruner. Your champion Blackface, Evan Kramer. Put your hands together for your grand champion Market Lamb Drive.
As we're close to the conclusion of the show, I just want to take a moment to thank everybody behind the scenes that has done an excellent job of keeping this show running smooth and quickly and getting the kids in and out of here in a timely fashion. But and it just makes my job a lot easier. So let's give all these people on the backside a huge round of applause. But more importantly, we're here for these kids, and throughout the U Show and throughout the Market Lamb Show, I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of really pleasant, just very, very good kids out here, and you can tell they're like in the Champion Crossbred Drive, all the young ladies on the opposite side were smiling, and you could tell they were enjoying what they were doing. And the first year kids that I've talked to, I said, "Are you going to show them again next year?" And they said, "Absolutely." And I think showing livestock is a very important thing to develop young people. There's not many. In my opinion, there's nothing better to develop young people. You can use livestock to raise kids in a lot of ways and teach them tons of responsibilities and just do a lot of things in the barn that doesn't just apply to the barn, it applies to life in general. So guys, you guys have been great to work with, kids, and I really appreciate you, and I appreciate the intensity that you've had throughout the day. Is there a perfect market lamb? No, but there's some that are pretty darn nice out here, and I'm going to be really honest. I've judged a few market lamb shows up to this point, and the top end quality here has been the best I've seen so far this year, and I'm really appreciative of the hard work that these young people have put into that project. I want to leave these young people with one last thing, and I know it takes more than just a family a lot of times to get 4-H projects to the fair. It kind of takes a whole village in some circumstances. So young people, make sure you thank your parents, those breeders that maybe got you these sheep, and all the people in the background that's helped you to get to this point today. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go out and congratulate the champion in reserve. Let's give all these young people one last huge round of applause.
Evan Kramer's Hampshire is your grand champion. We'll bring back that second place Hampshire to show for your reserve grand. Cheyenne Franklin with your Shropshire is your reserve grand champion. Now Kurt will release you and keep the homegrowns to show for your homegrown grand champion.
Like I said in the U show, I think it's great that we have this county born and raised division, and I think that there's two out here that just kind of stand apart from the others, and that's going to be the young man's blue sheep will be champion, and the young ladies will be reserve. Let's congratulate all the breeders and these young people again.
Jacob Sullivan is your grand champion homegrown, and your reserve grand is Sophia Sullivan. We're going to take about a 5-minute break. Junior Showman, get your animals up and get ready. We'll have junior showmanship in about 5 minutes. Okay, we've got our rate of gain grand and reserve grand champion. With a little over half a pound a day, your grand champion rate of gain is Annika Struing, and your reserved grand champion, Emily Knieven.
They were the same weight, but I got the wrong girl.
But Emily was the winner. But that wasn't. Just leave her keep the record. They don't get.
Just planning ahead here, okay?
I've already won expert showmanship in something in my dairy feeder steer, so is it okay if he takes the second place for the...
If she'd happen to win expert again, or win overall,
So why do you have that concern?
because she's confident she's going to win.
I'm not confident, I just don't want to be stuck like I was last year.
You won't be stuck. We'll take care of it.
I was stuck last year.
How are you stuck?
Because she had to represent two species.
Yeah. And I wasn't allowed to pick my dairy goats up for the dairy feeder steers last year because nobody would let them pick my
But
second place.
I realize that, but we've never picked second place. My point is, how are you stuck when you're judging supreme showmanship if you judge the one you already won? So explain to me what the negative
Because I
is.
have already won one. Okay?
Right. So you're already in supreme showmanship.
Yes. So if I win this one, we have to have a second place. Or I'm going to be representing more than one.
No, you can't represent more.
Okay, then you have to pick a second place.
You just don't have it.
She wants somebody to represent sheep. She don't want to do both.
Yes, but earlier somebody said you did not want to do dairy. You wanted to do it.
Last year I was stuck because I didn't want to do dairy. I wanted to judge my dairy goats. And they told me last year I have to judge the dairy feeder steers because that's what I wanted first. And they picked the second place for dairy feeder steers.
Hey.
If you win, we'll pick a second.
Yeah, we'll figure it out if you win, okay? You just don't want to confuse you when it's going on. I just want to tell you now.
No, they think it really doesn't make a difference in supreme showmanship which you judge or which you show. If you think you're a better dairy goat showman, you'd want to show your dairy goats, not judge your dairy goats.
Oh, absolutely. That makes sense. She probably didn't get that.
But they got it backwards.
Yeah, they got it backwards. Yeah, you're
I
right.
want to show what I'm best in.
Absolutely. Very proud of them.
Yeah, they don't show what they win in.
But if she doesn't want to represent sheep, then don't compete in expert showmanship.
But she wants to be in showmanship to win the flag.
I know.
I understand that. I don't understand why they think one's a big difference than the other. All right, we're looking for junior showmanship. Junior sheep showmanship.
I don't see anybody. I see no one.
Okay, while we're waiting for them to come in, 4-H would not happen without sponsors. We'd like to thank our sheep sponsors, Batesville Dental, Inniking Auto Body, Farm Bureau Insurance, Farm Credit Mid-America, Fraley Implement, GEI Fluid, Greensburg Vet Clinic, Hag Ford, Helena Ag Products, Hopewell Clover Bees, Jacob and Aaron Minchofer, Jason and Monica Hanson and family, Kevin's Field of Dreams, Lafayette Valley Ag Co-op, Let's Hardware, Lowe's Pellet and Grain, Lucky 13 Boar Goats, Mere Masonry, Commercial Paget Family, Pierceville Hay Pals, Pollard's Bowl, Southeast Indiana Sheep Producers, Spear Family Show Pigs, Sherman Law Firm, Tire Martin Batesville, and Wagner Trust. Let's give a round of applause for all these sponsors to sponsor awards, trophies, and banners. I'm also going to let our royalty introduce themselves. They're the ones passing out ribbons, so here you go.
Hi, I'm Olivia Neal, and I'm this year's 4-H Queen.
Hi, I'm Emily Campbell, and I am the 2022 Miss Ripley County first runner-up.
Hi, my name is Michaela Cobbler. I'm Miss Ripley County 2022 second runner-up.
Hi, I'm Carly Bushhorn, and I am 2022 Miss Ripley County.
Hi, I'm Louis Derringer, and I'm this year's Fair King.
Let's give these junior showmen a round of applause for coming out and being brave enough to be in showmanship. Hopefully we get this guy caught here. While they're catching, I'm going to go ahead and talk. For me, showmanship is something that starts at home. So, that work you put in at home does pay off when you get to the fair, because you can tell what kids have spent those hours in the barn lot with someone helping them to see where those feet need to be. Now, sometimes your dance partner doesn't cooperate with you when you get to the fair, and that's just sometimes the luck of the draw. But I think there's some showmen in here that you can definitely tell they've put some work in at home. But I think there's one that just had their sheep square and true the majority of the time, one that moves around the ring extremely well with their sheep and just does a really nice job, and that's the young lady right here. She'll be your champion.
Cheyenne Franklin is your junior showmanship champion. All participants will get a green participation ribbon sponsored by Maurice and Marianne Hartman and family.
Only two brave souls to come out for this division. Let's give these young people a round of applause for coming out. I'm looking for those fundamentals once again, and I think the young lady in pink does those fundamentals just a little bit better once again in this class, so she'll be your champion in this division.
Cheyenne Franklin wins your intermediate showmanship. Next is senior, grades 9 through 12. So if you've got kids in grades 9 through 12 and they're thinking about college, Purdue Fast Start program has an opportunity for free college classes while they're in high school. If you've looked at tuition for college, you know it's incredibly expensive. So free college classes, free college exams, free college credit. They can take up to 10 credits, 10 classes. That would mean they would start college out of high school as a sophomore, 1 year. So look into Purdue Fast Start program to see about your young people's free college credits.
Let's give these senior showmen a round of applause. It's unfortunate for the young lady down at the end that she let that one get away from her because she was doing a really nice job with the south down weather. But, you know, unfortunately that happened. And you know, you do a really nice job for the most part, and you move around the ring really well. It comes down to the two young ladies in front of me, and I just think one of them gets it done a little bit more prompt and is a little more precise in that foot placement. You know, they get nerved up from time to time and sometimes miss when a foot's moved. But overall, I think the fundamentals are just a little bit stronger with the young lady in front of me.
Cheyenne Franklin is your senior showmanship champion and will spend the rest of her 4-H career in expert showmanship. So your last class is your expert showman, those previous winners of senior showmanship.
These young people have been so well spoken, I've decided that I'm going to let them talk to all of you for a second. I want to know your name, years in 4-H, and your favorite thing about the Sheep Project.
My name is Cheyenne Franklin. What was the other one?
4-H. How many years have you been in?
I've been in 4-H for 2 years.
Okay. Favorite thing about Sheep Project?
My favorite thing about the Sheep Project is working with my sheep, making friends with my sheep, and I don't really know.
Thank you very much.
My name is Evan Kramer, and I've been showing sheep for 4 years, and I like showing them the best.
Thank you. My
My name's Emily Bruner. I've been in 4-H for 9 years, and my favorite thing is definitely watching the lambs as they grow, and then obviously going in a competition and seeing how you place.
Did you see that? He let it go. Once we get that sheep caught, we'll go ahead and talk to our last young person. I like to do this because I think it's good for you guys to hear from the kids. And I laugh because my nephew won his beginner division in hog showmanship in our county. And he saw that the judge was putting the kids on the mic. He started hiding in the corner, hoping the judge never found him. But he found him. It was kind of funny. But these kids don't get the opportunity to hide in a corner. They got to come on over.
Hi, my name's Annika Struing. I've been in 4-H for 9 years, but I've been showing sheep for 5 years. And my favorite thing about showing sheep is the challenge. They have all different personalities, and sometimes you have to learn how to show them the best that you can.
She's absolutely right on that one. As I asked her question, she just started rattling off, and I said, "You're on the livestock judging team, aren't you?" And she said, "Yep." As a livestock judging coach, I usually pick up on that pretty quickly. I'm curious what she sounds like in the reasons room. But each of these young people do a really nice job. And what I'm looking for is that all-around showman. That person that gets the feet set promptly, that person that is aware of what's going on around them, and that person that moves smoothly with their animal around the ring. And like I said earlier, I'm a firm believer that showmanship starts at home. And that work that you do at home is going to benefit you here. And I can tell that each one of these young people have spent time with their animals and done that work at home. But as I watch these kids, I think it becomes really close between a couple of them. But I just think there's one that just did a little bit better job of moving them around the ring. And my personal preference is if you can set the hands or set the feet with your hands, do it. And the young man in red, I think, did the best job today.
Evan Kramer is your expert showman. Okay.